Morning. How's everybody doing this morning? I wanted to carry on with our conversations from last video. There's been lots of thoughts from families regarding allowance. Do I give my child an allowance? Should I connect it to a chore or a task? How much should it be? When should I start? Or that I don't really believe in giving allowances. I just buy my children whatever they need. Allowance is an individual choice. It's not really about right or wrong answers. Some people feel that by giving their child an allowance, it creates beginning conversations around money management, that it provides opportunities for children to save their money so that they can purchase something that they want. Some people feel that by giving children an allowance, it helps in the understanding and valuing the dollar figure and the actual item that they purchased for their own monies that they've saved. Have you ever run into those situations where you do give your children an allowance, and when they see something that they want, that they ask you to buy it? And then, of course, you remind them that they do actually have money that of their own that they can use to purchase that item. And then all of a sudden, that to die for item loses its importance and appeal when they actually have to use their own money to buy it. In one of my earlier videos, I talked about the shopping program and that there are lots of creative and everyday events that happen in the moment or that can be taken advantage of in supporting the understanding of the dollar, of the value of the dollar. When my children got older and we were going on vacation, I would give them both a lump sum of money that we had saved for the year, which could be used for purchases of anything that they wanted while we were on vacation. And that included any type of snacky stuff. So if we were gone, say, like 2 weeks straight camping, and they spent all of their money within the first couple of days, there was no more money left for the vacation. The experience helped create a pattern of learning around managing their own money. And one of my children, when she first started her own job, and started working for at least a good couple of months, I slowly started those conversations about paying for more of her own things like clothes, hygiene products, eventually, gifts for all occasions. When my youngest was small, she had money to spend, and it took forever for her to decide what to buy in the dollar store because she only had so much money and there were lots of things to choose from. She needed to think also about taxes and the extra added costs on top of that. So my purpose in creating these situations for my children was, number one reason was is that mom's not made of money, and that there had to be a healthy balance between the wants and needs. I know from research and from watching my children grow that creating those opportunities for them to see outside their own world, understanding responsibility and understanding the value of money was important to me. There's a great article that's attached to this video that speaks to why bribes and threats aren't helpful and what to do instead. It makes me think about what are our own values and beliefs around chores and allowances, and how something so simple can eventually turn into a potential nightmare. I'm thinking back about when my little one was young, that I didn't think twice about buying her something every time we went out. It wasn't associated to any type of behavioral expectations. It was simply something that I just wanted to do. What was happening though is that I was creating what's called a learned behavior. She knew that every time we went out, there was an expectation that she got something. So when I didn't buy her something, I started to see some differences in her responses. I created this expectation that she had for every time we went out. And I didn't want this to escalate into those immediate expectations from her. So I had to change my approach. It took a little while, but you know what? Eventually she knew that when we did go out, there was expected things that were to be purchased, and that nothing was to be purchased for her unless, of course, it was something that she needed. I learned that by bringing her own snacks and by having conversations before we went out and before going into the store really helped to solve the problem that I was seeing in regards to her responses. I also started giving her some money once in a while, and included so she can include her own purchases in that outing. You know, I'm thinking about those phrases of first this and then this, and how it can help you when you're out in the community shopping and helping your young one delay that immediate gratification. First, mom is going to gather her groceries, and then you can look for something that you want to buy with the money that you brought or that we can add to the shopping cart. I'm also wondering about those extra chores. You know, in some families, children have regular chores, and those chores are there because they're part of being a family. There are those extra chores where children can earn that money, like cleaning the fridge, trimming trees, shoveling the driveway, raking the leaves, as examples. The opportunity is there within the home to earn that extra money and build on self avocation and negotiation skills. Money management and allowances can create great conversations within your household. Reflecting on your own values and beliefs will help guide you in deciding or in those decisions around allowance with your children. I have included some links to some articles that I think you might find it interesting. And I want to thank you for allowing me to take just one moment of your time. You enjoy the day and take care.